You come up with this Venn diagram?
Uh, Justin helped me with it. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, we had to figure out what's the concept. Like, what is the one thing that you guys do that normally takes 3 different vendors? Well, we have the name, address, phone data, and we also have the email and IP data, and we have it all linked together. And we issue a risk score, and that's usually 3 different people.
And do you find when you include this, you get like you definitely get an open rate and you get something? Like does this typically give you something?
This is actually magic. It's a secret weapon.
Mm.
And I use it in a variety of different cases. It brings me to another point that I'm going to forget to mention, but I'm not a big fan of it, this kind of outreach anyway. Like, I don't like looking at what's your reply rate.
Right.
I think open rate is actually more indicative because I ended up booking and they never responded to me. They actually emailed one of my VPs and said, "Who's Patrick Joyce? He's emailing all of our executives. Like, we can talk. Should I email him back?" And they said, "No, you don't have to email him back. We'll set you up with Kurt. Like, thanks very much. Good job, Patrick." But they never responded to me. I had this Venn diagram flying around the org chart, right? Like, I had it and I used it in a bunch of different ways. Like, I would send it as a second reply bump. And then all of a sudden, like, they get this Venn and they're like, "What the hell is this?" And then I noticed, like, 2 days later, dude's going back and opening the same email and looking at the Venn diagram again. I
Yeah.
haven't called him. I stopped emailing, my 2 days when he was in that period of time where I'm giving him a break and he's going back and checking out the Venn. So then I said, okay, I'm going to blow up all of his friends. So I go on LinkedIn and I look at everybody he's connected to and I start sending it as a first email. It was a reply bump before, but like now I'm sending it as a first step. And it's like, hey, what do you think the implications of this are? Insert Venn send. Because I know you've heard of me. I know you guys have heard of me, right? So like I do this like in this weird arc of like 8 different people, and I'm trying to like sketch the org chart in my head, and like sometimes even literally like write down like who reports to who, who's lateral to who, and like trying to like get a feel for that, and whoever my target is, just like really like close in on them, and then eventually they have to do something about it because they start to realize like this isn't going to go away. This is going to keep showing up in my inbox and blinking my
Yeah.
voicemails and things. And if it's not relevant, they'll tell me. They'll tell me like stop, just stop calling, unsubscribe. Like, no, thank you, please go away.